Hello. It's live time, and yeah, sorry about my late scheduling. I didn't realize I hadn't put it up yet. So if you didn't get a notification or you haven't seen it beforehand, it's probably my fault this week. So hopefully we'll get some people seeing this anyway and turning up. So it's Q&A time. Time to ask questions and time for me to try and give you some answers. Meanwhile, while you guys are rolling in, I just want to share what happened yesterday. So, if you are not aware of the gut brain healing community that I'm being part of right now, we started yesterday and I had the first class, and there was lots of people there. Right now we have 230 people that have signed up for it. So it's free in March, and if you want to see what that's about, if you have something that you want to heal that you can't really seem to heal with your diet, I think you should be hopping on there. And all you have to do is go to the address. Let me get it up on the screen. So it will be limbic hyphen. Why can't I do it? Because I can't spell limbic hyphen training.com. I'm going to copy that for you. So here we go. All you have to do is go there and you just sign up. You don't have to put your card details in, no nothing. All you have to do is put your email in. You will get an email from us, which will give you access to the Zoom calls where we're going to have the classes. We have different classes. I had mine yesterday, and I'm always focusing on rewiring your brain. I'm focusing on helping people think the thoughts, getting out of negative thought loops. Yesterday I was coaching on how to create useful positive affirmations that actually work. Because a lot of the time, what is happening is that we try to believe something that is so unbelievable to us that it doesn't it doesn't compute. So that's what we were doing yesterday. Annabelle and I are the people that are mostly going to focus on how to think better. Annabelle will also do some lifestyle stuff, and then we have a trainer who's doing like somatic movements. It's going to be very light exercise classes, like healing movements, so that pretty much anyone, can take part. And then we have Scott and Teresa are doing more of the limbic training stuff. So that will be things like visualizations, meditations, all of that sort of stuff. So all of this is useful to anyone, but the people that we are specifically wanting to help are people who have some sort of health condition that they're struggling with actually healing. So it can be people going on a carnivore diet and they're not really getting there, or they're getting part of the way and then there are still issues. What is usually the case is that your brain is not on board with it. It's stuck in a negative, like a trauma loop, and it's all unconscious, subconscious. So it's something that is happening no matter what you do. And the way to calm that system down is to actually connect with yourself and bring your stress levels down and calm the nervous system down. There's lots and lots of research on this. It sounds very woo-woo, but the more I read about it, the more I realize that it's just because we're not talking about it. Like, doctors don't have time to do this shit, and even if they did, they wouldn't teach it because there's no money in it. So you might want to check that out if you have any sort of health condition. And as I said, try March. If you don't like it, you can leave again. And if you like it, you can stay. It's completely up to you. And I just noticed that my background is a little bit faded today, but that's fine. Hello, Gung Fu. I haven't seen you on my lives forever. Where have you been? I know you sent me a message not that long ago, but I have missed you on YouTube's. Hi, Kat. How are you doing? This is interesting because I do have circular thinking. Yeah. So that's the thing that I'm helping with a lot. It's the circular thinking. And oh, thank you, Tracy. Tracy said the class was great last night and I recommend to all. So yeah, that's what I'm focusing on how to use your brain to calm the nervous system. Whereas the limbic training stuff is all, focused on directly accessing the nervous system with breathing exercises maybe, or other things. And there are other biohacks that you can use as well that I think Annabelle would probably get into a little bit, like cold exposure and those kind of things. So if you're familiar with anything that will calm the vagus nerve down, for example, because people are talking about that, that could be, you can say the same thing about the rest of the limbic system. The vagus nerve is just one part of it, so there are many more areas that you can actually target than that. So it's all possible. But as with anything, if you have been sick for a very long period of time, your brain is really like, this is our baseline, we're not going to get out of this, so don't expect it to happen in a week. But I think most, from my research anyway, it seems to be like somewhere around the 4 to 6 week mark is usually where people will start seeing some sort of improvement. But to heal completely might take quite a while. So just a heads up, like it's not a 1 week fix, so don't expect miracles straight away. But hopefully, just starting to think better thoughts will get you to feel a bit more positive. And when you're feeling positive, everything will feel easier and much better. And when you do that, you're calming down. Like the stress response will calm down by just manipulating your thoughts. But there are two systems in your body. One is in the head, and that one is what I deal with. And the other one is, I say in the head, it's also in the head, but it's in the brain. So it has to do with the nervous system. Okay. No idea who is here, but hi all. Hi Terry. Yeah, Terry is on Facebook. Everyone else is on YouTube. Jim, I signed up for the limbic training but haven't heard anything. Wasn't it supposed to start yesterday? Jim, I checked it and we've had a few emails bounce. So check that you signed up with the right email, but also check your spam folder because it might have gone there. So you should have got an automatic email just at the same time, literally right away when you signed up, and then you should have got one an hour before my class yesterday. I think it actually sent it an hour and a half before the class, and the next class is tomorrow. So I wonder if I can give you the email. But check your spam folder first because it's probably stuck in spam or on the promotions. I got my email sent to the promotions. So yeah. If you search for this email, in your email where you should have got it delivered, hopefully you'll find it. That's where it should have been sent from. Hi, sadly working during the day, hard to log in, working from home, so I can cheat a little. Yeah, so my class was probably in the evening for you. It was 7:30 p.m. EST. Most other classes are actually around lunchtime. And when I saw that, I said, we haven't really thought about the time zone. So I think they are now working on actually changing the times up a little bit. So what you need to do is when you get the email, you will get an invite link to the Discord channel where a lot of the work is going to be happening. And there is a channel there where you can contact the team. So just send them a message and say, hey, none of these times are really good for me. Can we get a class at this time? And we will absolutely take that into consideration because we want to, obviously, all the classes are recorded. You can watch them on replay, but we also want people to be able to at least attend some of the classes live. Right now, we're going to have 5 classes a week, not 4, because we got another amazing person on board. Her name is Teresa, and she's a limbic coach, and her classes are really good. So don't miss that. If you're taking part, don't miss that. I'm gonna see if I can be there live. I think it might be too early for me, but I'm definitely gonna watch the replay. So I have a lot of stuff to learn as well. Love your Satan worshipper hair. Yeah, I put some color on it yesterday. Hi, Jonathan. We're going to speak tomorrow. We're going to be on Jonathan's channel tomorrow. Or we're going to record it anyway. I don't know when he's going to release it. I watched the replay last night and it was great. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, we had 27 people on the class, and then we have had a lot of watches on the replay. So it's clearly something people are interested in. So that's kind of fun. I switched to YouTube but didn't have a place to comment. Okay, that's weird. I've been keeping my spam in the fridge all these years. I didn't realize that I was supposed to keep it in a folder. Haha. So funny, Alex. We missed your humor. Yeah, you learn something new every day. It would be hard to accommodate everyone I know. Thanks so much. I will do that. Yeah, no, of course we can't accommodate everyone, but we can make sure that there are classes at all kind of times because I'm in New Zealand, Annabelle is in the UK, Scott is in the US. So literally the three of us when we get together, it has to be very early morning for me because someone is always sleeping. So just amongst the three of us, we can literally cover all time zones. So it's not going to be a problem to have a class at all the time zones. It just makes it very hard for us to kind of coordinate and do things together. But we can do it early in my morning, and that's what we're doing. I finally got the right YouTube link. I'm a technical difficulty. Yeah, you totally my jam, Terry. You and I, we're both fucking awful with technology. No offense, darling. Jonathan, speak for yourself. My life wouldn't be a disaster zone if that were the case. Guys, do you just want to chat or do you have any questions today? I'm just reading the chat. This is stupid. It's a Q&A and I'm reading the chat for you. Is this what you want to do? Like, we know everything, we don't have any questions. I want to because I'm sadly back on pharma pills for anxiety. Oh. Right. So with anxiety, you definitely should attend my classes and Annabelle's classes to deal with that part. But I think all of the classes would be really good for you. I release it when I am good and ready under my terms. We're not in a hurry, babe. You'll be fine. Sophie says nice here. Thank you, Sophie. Love you, girl. Lol, sending imaginary money. Ah, yes, good. Thank you. Thank you for the imaginary money. I appreciate it. Jim, aha! I found it. Missed the PIM class. Excellent. Where was it, Jim? Where did you find it? As I said, mine went to the promotions. It's funny because I signed up with two emails. So my PIM at Pim Johnson email, which is a paid for email, it comes to the inbox. But my normal Gmail, it goes to the promotions. So who knows what decides where they go. It just seems like for some people, some emails is more likely to end up in the promotions or maybe the spam. Okay, so it was in the spam folder, which is very interesting. Yeah, it's a bit stupid. Top 3 tips for beating women. You can't beat women. You know, we are the primary species here. Oh, yeah. I mean cravings. Like, how do you misspell cravings to women? Now it's on YouTube forever, and you will never be able to forget about that. I was once diagnosed with a suicide headache, which is a vein that is near the vagus nerve. Another doctor said, no, it wasn't that. I still wonder if my headaches are associated to that, maybe a little. It's not impossible. I believe anything's possible. I had an aha moment. I started with your master carb cravings addiction in January. I weighed myself as usual today. No more daily. I'm in control of my food now. Terry, you rock. I love you. Was what I was gonna say, and it went really short. That's so good. Like, this is the thing, guys. I mean, obviously, if you can afford it and if you are in that mindset, like, join my group. It's amazing. We have amazing people. You will get all the help that you need. You will get all the material that you need, all the exercises. There's like almost 0% chance that you're gonna fail. But in my challenges, in my trainings, I'm not holding back. I'm not just kind of giving you fluffy words. I'm actually giving you the tools that are going to help you. So when you can take those tools and you start applying them, things like this can happen. Like, she attended in January, and I know that Terry is working really hard. She's actively working towards this. She's actively keeping a journal. She's actively doing all the things, which is what you need to do. Otherwise, you won't get the results. And she's in fucking control of her food. Like, isn't that amazing? Just goes to show, like, what I'm teaching works. You just have to apply it. If you can't apply it and if you can't stay on track, then yeah, I can absolutely help you do that. But like, you don't even have to join the group. You're more than welcome to, and it's a lot easier to do it that way. And it's probably quicker for most people. But these tools are like the shit. It's working. Thank you, Terry. I feel like this could help me a lot on many levels. Yes, I think so too. Can you expand on your discussion points re-finding joy, i.e. with flowers, and transfer that to dealing with pain of the addiction? Okay, so all I'm saying is that if you can find joy somewhere in your life, and if you can allow yourself to feel that joy, if you know what that joy feels like in your body, and you can focus on the joy and how that feels, you will be able to take that and recreate joy whenever you need to do it. The feeling of joy in your body, because that will calm your nervous system down. And it's not going to take away the addiction, but like, just feeling joy will produce a lot of chemicals in your body that makes you feel good, and that can on its own actually reduce the pain somewhat. Think about endorphins, for example. They're usually released mostly when you're exercising, but there are lots of like different processes that will help you do that. But also when you are feeling joy, you're just in a more positive mindset. Everything feels easier. And all of a sudden, you might not focus so much on the pain. So when you're not focusing on the pain, you're not going to feel it as much. And maybe you will just focus on something that feels good in the moment, despite the pain. Like, it's kind of I don't want to say distraction, but it's like just refocusing. Because if all you're thinking about all day long is your pain, obviously, it's going to feel really bad. And it's going to reinforce that pathway that all you think about all the time is the pain. And you want to have pathways in place where you're thinking more positive thoughts, where you're thinking about things that makes you feel good. I hope that helped. Yes, Jim, they will just beat you back. What are your thoughts on Aaron versus the world, the person who made videos on Bart and his comments attacking you, such as making fun of your hair, calling you the most unnatural being and mentally ill? I've heard about him. I have not seen his videos, and he's clearly just trying to provoke. And I mean, he can have whatever opinions he likes. It's none of my business. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. Sure, my hair is. I'm not born with this color. Yeah. So yeah, who's mentally ill? I think I'm really mentally healthy. I'm really mentally stable. And if someone thinks differently, I know that they're not right. So that doesn't affect me. And on that note, it's like if someone tells you that they think that you are something, if you believe them on any level, you're going to be upset about it. I don't believe him on any level. I mean, I don't even know what the most unnatural being means. And mentally ill, I'm really fucking mentally healthy. I can compare myself with most of the world and say I'm more mentally healthy than most people. I'm very stable. So I don't buy into his arguments at all if that's what he said. I haven't watched his videos. I'm not going to support his channel by watching his videos. So he can say whatever he likes. It doesn't faze me at all. Raw Meat Cult Group claims Pim and Bart have binge eating sessions behind closed doors. Best way to back you up. I have infiltrated all groups online. What? So, did someone say that we have binge eating sessions behind closed doors? Okay, whatever. They can think whatever they like again because I don't have binge eating sessions like ever. Um, I don't know what that is about. You know what? Obviously, when you're someone like Bart and you're online and you are stoning the hornet's nest regularly, you're gonna get a lot of shit, and people are gonna say a lot of shit about you, and then they will throw me into the mix as well, just because I'm here. It doesn't really bother me either. They can say whatever they want, and people that say those things and people that believe those things, they're not our people anyway, so who cares? They can go and F themselves. Question. In 11 days, I shall be totally carb free. Hooray! Being as I am gradually reducing carbs, will that help to alleviate the eventual second stage of cravings withdrawal? I don't know, Alex. To some degree, probably, but it's like right now you're still replenishing your like glycogen stores um, from like external sources, and then you have to switch to actually use gluconeogenesis effectively, and there will probably be maybe a glitch there that can make you tired. But when it comes to like the dopamine deficiency, etc., I think you're already experiencing that on some level, so I think that will probably be a bit more gradual, but I don't think you will get away with it completely. At Vegan Clips, sad little Trill wants attention. I say, don't give it to him. We all know Pim and Bart are the real deal. I know they are because I have already started carnivore before finding them. Yeah, exactly my point. That's why I wouldn't even watch his video. Although the video coming out that Bart made about with the Hobbit title was hilarious. He's giving him attention, which is probably exactly what he wants, and that is only benefiting if his channel is called Vegan Clips, it's just benefiting his channel because then people go and check it out. So I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to go and watch it. I'm not going to go and click on it. I don't want to help him get any views whatsoever because he probably doesn't deserve it. So yeah, don't do that. The best thing I think is to just ignore people like that, then they go away. Because when you give them attention, it's like they're just going to come back. Do you still eat carbs? And if not, do you still have the headaches or have they gone? I still eat carbs every now and then. The headaches they got worse for a bit, and I think that was because I started taking borax again and too much too quickly, and I noticed that if I ate it for too many days in a row, I got headaches. So now I'm doing it every other, or sometimes I have 2 days off in between, and I'm trying that out, and that seems to be working for now. I haven't had the and those headaches are actually different, and carbs don't help with those, by the way. So I don't need to eat carbs to get rid of them. I just need to take a break from the borax. And I haven't had many carb headaches as of late, so I haven't eaten a lot of carbs in the last few weeks. I have had some blueberries, but 100 grams or whatever when I eat them with yogurt. So that's maybe 10 grams of carbs from blueberries and a few grams of carbs from yogurt. Nothing that bothers me. So the headaches are not gone, but I think I'm seeing an improvement in how long I can go between headaches now. But touch wood, I don't want to say that as a definite because every time I think I've figured something out, it turns out that I haven't, and I'm just taking a step back. So it's still just a big experiment. I see the Vegan Clips was not him. There was someone replying to you. Anyhow, can one factor be for not being able to take control of a diet is because you have to eat alone? Eating with someone, not necessarily the same diet, might help a lot. But that's kind of interesting because a lot of people would say that is the opposite. Like if I'm eating with someone who doesn't want to eat my diet, that's going to be a lot harder, in my opinion. Eating alone, it's maybe for you it's that way, and it's because of the way that you're thinking about it. So you think that, I don't know, like I don't want to eat alone or I am lonely. You make that mean that you're lonely, and if you feel lonely, that feels really uncomfortable, and then you want to eat more or other things. Like it's just this vicious cycle when you have unhelpful thoughts that will create this eating behavior for you because you don't want to feel bad. And likewise, when someone else is eating something, we will feel bad because we want to eat that too. And life is unfair, and why can they have it and I can't, and all of that bullshit. So it's just completely dependent on what's going on in your head and how you perceive it. If I'm sitting next to someone who's eating like chocolate and chips and drinking ginger beer or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's so good, I really want that. I'm gonna make it really, really hard for myself to not want it, like to stay away from it. But if I'm just sitting there, I'm just feeling good about what I'm doing. I know that I'm doing what's best for my body, and I can feel like, yeah, I got this. I trust myself. If that's what I can focus on, it's not going to be a problem. So, what's your thinking? Carnivore Cat, maybe him and Bart could have a street fight. Yeah, I think he didn't he say something about like beating Bart up or something? That's what I heard anyway. As I said, I haven't watched his stuff and I'm not going to. My psychologist today asked if you had a degree in mental health. I got more help with a model. She called it ABC. No, I don't have a degree in mental health. I'm a double certified life coach. And my first coaching certification was with the Bulletproof Institute with, Dave Asprey. And the second one is with the Life Coach School. And the lady, the wonderful life coach, Brooke Castillo, she's she has a degree in psychology, and literally what she's doing is the total opposite. But she's just taken a lot of tools, she put this together. The model is not my invention, it's hers. I'm licensed to use it because I've certified through her. And yeah, that's where I've learned a lot of stuff from. And I think she's fantastic and she just gets it. So that's that. So you can tell her that. You can check out the Life Coach School. Oh, Tammy, how did it go? Maybe you don't want to talk about it on YouTube, but if you do, let us know. Or Facebook. Just made it back home from my appointments. Cool. Now you can drink. Without the internet and social media, the mono-browed mutant would have no one with whom to propound his half-baked notions other than his pet hamsters. Okay, I got it. To everyone, I learned that I wasn't putting in enough work to ever change before this. My first aha moment made me see this really works. But you have to be willing to change and journal every day. Yeah. I mean, that helps so much. And I can't, it's like, I'm trying to beat this into people's heads is journaling every day really helps. You can think about it every day, that helps. But when you journal and you put it down on paper, you see it from a different lens because you see it from an outside perspective and you can really focus on it in a completely different way. So I really do recommend that. Oh, Jonathan, actual coin dispensed for your support and advice. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're amazing and your hair is awesome. Thank you, Tammy. I love you too. I'm amazing and my hair is awesome. I'm the most unnatural being, that therefore I'm fucking awesome. Question. In anticipation for my bodybuilding competition on 579 days, holy shit, that's a long time. What is the best tip for preparing to reduce changes of binge eating? I know this is a tough one. Seriously? I mean, what are the thoughts that makes you binge? Like what is it that you need to start identifying what it is that makes you actually go on a binge. I know that you're pretty good with your diet most of the time. So obviously you're having thoughts at that time that will help you to stay on that diet. And when you go off on a binge, it's I mean, I'm just gonna is this a binge um during your prep or binge after the competition? Because they're probably gonna be caused by different things. And maybe you could, if I don't know, tell me what the thoughts are, and I can explore that a bit further. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stand here and guess. So it's gonna be a bit hard to do, and probably not relevant to you. Headache question for me or Pim? We both suffered from headaches. Yes. I just watch naysayers when Bart reacts to their videos. Otherwise, I won't give them the view count. Perfect. Any idea why my A1C is 5.9 on carnivore? Just got results today. I mean, what was it before? And at what time of the day? How long have you been fasted? Give me more information. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. You helped me. Good. You're welcome. I'm sure our headaches are different. Yeah, I am too. I do believe carnivore helped a little. Mine was mostly a bruxism issues and a weird mouth guards. Totally got rid of them for a while. Yeah. I still get headaches, but carnivore reduced mental anxiety and depression a lot, so that I believe helped the headaches too. Yeah, I mean, a headache, it's like I said, I have different kind of headaches. I know exactly what type of headache eating carbs will help with, and that's completely different from, let's say, a sinus headache or the headache I'm getting when I'm clearly getting some sort of Hoech's reaction from taking too much borax. That's also different. They all feel different, and I'm very tuned into the difference in the headaches. I never used to be. I used to just think they were headaches, but now I know exactly what they feel like, because the one that will be alleviated by carbohydrates is literally like a top of the head headache. It's really weird because I've never had them before. So this is something that is fairly new for the last year or two. Whereas like a sinus headache that can sometimes lead to a migraine would be one-sided and like sit here and then move there the next day, and it's just kind of bouncing back and forth. Okay. What's in your carnivore bread recipe? Are you talking to me? And do you mean the cloud bread? The cloud bread is just cream cheese and eggs. And I put a little bit of vinegar into it. And there's supposed to be cream of tartar in there, but I don't have any. And you don't really need it. If I binge, it's because I feel very hungry and depleted. 4% body fat is tricky to get to and maintain. I'm concerned about during the prep, I'm starving, I need to eat. Okay, so I mean, bodybuilding is very unnatural. Like, you're gonna have to fight against something that doesn't feel natural to you. So what you will need to do in this case is that you have to decide, like, are you starving and are you gonna let yourself eat? What do you want to eat? Maybe you can plan on when you feel like this is horrendous, I feel really bad, that you're gonna have a meat binge. Like, you're gonna have a food orgy, but good foods. And then you just feed your body that. And if you can eat shitloads of protein, and probably not like a few days before the competition, but if you can just do that, it will probably not do anything. Like what we've seen, how long ago was that? Probably like 3.5 years ago. I don't know. What's her name? Ella Bruce. I interviewed her, and she had done this experiment, and I can't remember how much protein she was eating, but it was an insane amount every day, and her muscles just like swelled, and she gained so much muscle doing that. So I don't think that could actually be something that maybe you could use um, as a hack and try to do that for maybe even like do a sort of prime for a week or whatever, and just like overload your body with protein, and then try to work out as much as possible and see if that kind of tendency goes away, because then you're teaching your brain as well that when I'm overloading on food, it's like that doesn't feel good either. But if this is like a few days out of competition, you probably don't want to do that because we don't know what's going to happen and you might swell up and, store more water or whatever because there's a lot of protein to process. Then you're definitely going to have to just like rethink. Yeah, I feel like I'm starving and this is what I need to do because that's what you have to do to be good at those competitions. It's not a natural thing for any person to do what you guys are putting yourself through to just look fucking good when you step up on stage. Thoughts on snacking? I'm not eating enough at meals. Am I not eating enough at meals? I eat until I feel full, which is not much. I see these other folks eat like 3-4 burger patties and I eat one. I still need to snack. I'm like you. I'm also not eating a lot. I can't do it unless you count the binges that we have behind the scenes. I don't know who came up with that, but that's kind of funny. I mean, I can't even binge on these kind of foods, or maybe they think I'm binging on ice cream. That would be possible, but so I mean, I don't think snacking is natural. If you need to snack, if you have like a health condition that, for example, you can't eat enough at one meal and you're not getting enough food, I think snacking can be okay. So depending on what your goal is that the ideal way of eating? I don't think so. I think your digestion system will do better if you just allow it to rest and digest in peace between meals and have quite a few hours in between. I think that's probably the most healthy thing that you can do for your body. Um, but like, how quickly do you get hungry? And if you do get hungry that quickly, maybe check in. Is that really like a real hunger, or is that something that if you leave it for 20 minutes, it's going to go away again? And if it does go away, then excellent. Then we know it's not a problem. So even if you do get hungry, and sometimes we do get hungry, but it's because we have taught our body that we are always snacking. So our bodies are expecting us to snack and it will just prepare for it and then make you hungry just because it thinks that you're going to feed it anyway. And this doesn't take long to retrain. If you stop snacking in between the meals, within like 3-4 days, you will usually feel okay and you're not going to be hungry at these times anymore. So that's kind of really easy to correct. But if you don't want a snack, then I would just cut them out, even if you're hungry, and then eat more at the next meal or have your next meal a little bit earlier, maybe, if you're actually really hungry. Robert Sykes at Keto Savage has tips to avoid binge on preps without carbs. Cool. My snacks are carnivore, like pig skins, jerky, etc. Yeah. What I found, if I'm doing that, so sometimes I do like pork crackling, for example, and I have that, and then I want to snack on it. What happens is that, I mean, the food is good, but I don't have a lot of appetite for my next meal. So I'm sort of screwing my meal up. So what I'm doing now, if I have any snacks like that, I literally eat them as a dessert. So I'm having my meal first. I'm like, this is the important stuff. This is the nutritious stuff. I'm gonna eat this first. If I'm still hungry, I can snack. What usually happens is that I'm not that hungry, but I'm like, okay, I can still snack. And I have a few pieces of pork crackling and then I'm done. So it's not like I'm gonna just fill myself with those pork crackling most of the time. So I'm trying to avoid that because I don't like the snacking behavior for myself for several reasons. One of them is that I'm gonna start my body quickly gets used to that because I used to eat 6 times per day. So it's like, oh, let's go and get some more pork cracklings. It will continuously remind me that they are there and that I should go and eat them. So my brain is like getting hijacked by that. And that's the addictive pathways that are sort of getting activated. And even if it's good foods, it's very disruptive to my day. I don't want to think about food. So I'm not snacking because that just hijacks my brain and I don't like that. Even if it's good snacks, because I don't have the carb craving, so that's not a problem. So the food is not the problem, but for me, the problem is that I want to be in control of my brain and I don't want to spend time thinking about food. I find that very ineffective. Fasted 14 hours. Test yesterday at 2 p.m. Only had A1C done once over a year ago. It was 5.7. Glucose is usually 85. Long fasting drops to 55 around 110 hours. I stop and drink bone broth. Okay. So 55 is quite low. 2 p.m. you should be okay then. 14-hour fast. Do you know if you've had any sort of like pre-diabetes or something before? Because those things can take a while to address, but other than that, I know your brain, and I know that your brain is like all over the place. And if you have a lot of stress going on, which a very overactive brain can create a lot of, then it could just be that your cortisol levels might be a bit elevated, and cortisol will release a lot of glucose into your blood because it's an emergency situation, and it will want you to have a higher blood sugar level. So that could be it. I mean, 5.7 or 5.9, it's not super high. Personally, I would want it to be lower, around 5. But if as you say, 85 is not bad. And some people seem to be running a little bit higher when they are eating just pure carnivore. And that could be because of maybe increased cortisol in the beginning, or maybe just that you're eating a lot of meat and there will be a lot of gluconeogenesis happening, which will increase your glucose as well. So it could be many reasons, but this is not a level that I would be majorly worried about. I think it's fine. I would keep an eye on it and see if it keeps changing, but I wouldn't obsess about that at all. I use lactose-free sour cream in the cloud bread instead of cream cheese, so my lactose-intolerant husband is able to eat it. Sweet. Tomorrow is my 37th birthday. Would you please sing happy birthday for me now in Swedish? Thanks. Sorry, Alex, I don't sing, because that would blow all your eardrums, and I don't want to be responsible for that. But I shall send you a message, and I can send it in Swedish. Pim, this is excellent advice. I like to suffer, but having a planned meat intake on a given day is good. I went up to 550 grams before. Oh, shit. A prime is part of my protocol at the start. A fat load is at the end. Cool. Yeah. No, it's just like manipulating your brain a little bit to get it to calm the F down. If it knows that, okay, in 2 days I'm gonna have a feast, it's like, okay, I'll be fine. And then you can kind of relax about it and then really fucking enjoy stuffing yourself with lots of meat, for example. And you get the benefit from it as well. It's not going to hurt you in any way. So I think it's probably perfect for you. Carnivore over 3 years. Have had a few binges along the way. Forgot to add that. Yeah. And I think most people do. I say most people who feel like are in this position, most people who are in my Facebook group, let's put it like that, would probably have done this. That's why you guys are there, because you're not in control 100% of your diet, which is fine. There are people that just swap and it's like, oh, magic, there are rainbows and unicorns everywhere and this is so great. Good for them. But they don't have to develop these tools, so they might fall off in a year or two. There are people that do that as well. So binges, in my opinion, is just a learning experience. You have to go through it. And it's an opportunity for you to learn about yourself and your behavior and what ticks you off. If you ignore it, then you're going to keep doing it. But if you actually look at it, what happened? What can I do differently the next time? And then think that through. You have learned something from it. And then you are going to do better next time. Maybe you won't binge at all. Maybe it will just be a small transgression. But there will be some sort of progress there. Okay, so it's eat how your body tells you. No known health conditions. Okay, I'll try to stick to that. It might be mental. Good pointer. Yeah, I mean, I like listening to my body. Like, sometimes I think I'm hungry, and I'm like, I'm not actually that hungry, and then I just wait another hour or two until I'm really hungry, because I'm going to be able to eat more protein if I'm really hungry, and it's going to taste better. So by eating too early just because I'm supposed to eat at that time never serves me. It's just ends up with me under eating because I'm eating like half a portion. It doesn't taste that good. And my taste buds are just like, I can't do more meat. We're done. Ah, yes, great idea. After the meal, not before. And indeed, it's probably killing my meal appetite. Great point. Yeah. Oh, well, it's definitely killing mine. So if you have the same problem as me, like eating one burger patty is plenty for you, then yeah, it's definitely going to do that. Okay, never had pre-diabetes. Cool. Yes, the cortisol levels make sense. Yes, I do think so. And that's where you can use the model, calm your brain down. What is your take on the whole Greg versus Barter drama and Greg claiming Bart's not a professor? Calories in, calories out is correct. Fake sweeteners are healthy, etc. Um, I I haven't watched any of the videos. I don't know what's been said. I don't know anything about Greg. So I'm not gonna answer this question because I'm not actually up to date with anything of that and it doesn't interest me whatsoever. Same thing, someone who says shit on the internet, who's wrong, I don't give a shit. That's my answer to that. Are you about religious? Do you believe in intelligent design or are you agnostic atheist? We are not religious, not whatsoever. I don't really believe in anything and I don't not believe in anything. I'm like, I admit that I don't even know what's going on. There are so many things in life that I have no idea about. And right now, there's nothing convincing me that there is anything there that I should believe in. Sometimes we can believe in things that we don't have any proof for. And sometimes that's really helpful, whether that comes to religion or other things. It's the same thing with your mindset. Sometimes you just have to believe shit until it actually happens. However, that's about me and within my control. And if there would be like some sort of higher sort of power out there, then that's not something that I can create by thinking about it. So, no, we're not really. I am overthinking this. A refeed makes sense, like you said. I can achieve anything. Like others in the chat, we are powerful beyond measure. Yeah, and this is the it's really hard to get, and I get that. But like when you can get your mind in the right space and you can focus on what you want in life and you can see how all the things are connected, you can create any fucking thing. It might not be within the time frame that you have set out for yourself, but if you keep going, you're not going to fail. And it's like, Jonathan, I don't care. Like, you might be thinking that, oh, I'm soon going to get too old. But who knows? Like, maybe in 5 years, you're going to win like the world championship in bodybuilding. I don't even know if there is such a thing. But like, when we continue to work on something continuously, who says that you won't be able to get there? And it's all in your fucking mind. And I want to point that out that so much is behind that because when you're thinking shitty thoughts, you're going to get shitty results. When you're thinking thoughts that are useful to what you want, you're going to get there at some point. Not everything happens like that, but it will happen. Hello, Christina. Interesting. Couldn't log into Zoom class last night. What happened? We had someone else saying that they were stuck in the waiting room, and I didn't see anyone waiting during the class. I think I had lots of people joining, and about 5, maybe 10 passed or something. But after that, I didn't have any more. There was someone there that came on just when we were finishing up, so I didn't let them in, but that was it. So let me know what happened. And I think what we're going to do anyway, we talked about it this morning, is that for the next class, we're going to try to change this so that you don't actually get stuck in a waiting room. You will just be admitted automatically. So that will help, hopefully. Binges for me happen because I cannot stand the feeling, never eating my favorite crappy foods again. So for me, it's always I'm eating whatever I want one last time. Hate it, I'm working on it. Yeah, so this is, I think all my clients have some degree of this. Um, when you are like thinking that I can't stand the thought of never having my favorite crappy foods again, your brain is going to be like, oh, we better not go there. Like, we don't want that. But when you say that, okay, at some point in the future, I might have it, and I am allowed to plan to have my favorite crappy food anytime I want to, but I'm never going to eat it in this moment as a reaction to the craving. What's going to happen is that you will not feed the craving, you will not feed that neural pathway, and you can still have the food. Physiologically, it might not be the best thing for your body, but while you're trying to address the addiction, it doesn't cause any harm from that point of view. So if you can just plan for it, if you crave it like crazy today, like, okay, I'm going to have it tomorrow, then you have done the right thing. You used your prefrontal cortex. You're teaching your brain that I'm following my plan, and you're not reinforcing the habit loop that is the craving for the crap food. So that's not going to get any stronger, and then you can have it without strengthening the old neural pathway, which is like a win-win. The only not win is that you're eating something that you ideally want to get rid of, but it doesn't matter. If this is like the process that you have to go through, and then you're never going to touch these foods again, maybe sometime in the future, rather than going on, off, on, off, on, off, and you will actually get some results, isn't it like worth doing that? Christina, love this color, one of my favorites. Oh, thank you. I'm an unnatural creature. I continuously win bodybuilding competitions. Winning is habitual. Yeah. And I mean, that's a really like useful thought to have as well. Like, I continuously win bodybuilding competitions. And then you would just start finding evidence for that. And you're like, well, I continuously win these. So of course I know that to win these competitions, this is what I have to do. And your brain is just going to be more focused on that. And it's going to be easier to just stick with whatever you decided. I think I used a different email. I have a different email for the Zoom account. Yes, it should be because it's not my Zoom. And I think, yeah, this should be the email that you should have got all the information from. So please, if you have any technical difficulties, email that email, because I'm not the right person to email about this. I mean, you can email me, but I won't necessarily be able to help you. If you send an email to that address, you will be in contact with the team. So please do that. If you can't find the email, search for this email address. Jim had his in the spam folder. I've got some to my promotional folder, so they go all over the place. So if you can't find it, it will be somewhere. Interesting. So Terry said, I waited to get in at 7:41, closed at 7:49. That's so strange because I did not see you there. Anyhow, we're trying to address that anyway. I shall forward this information that at least a couple of people here today couldn't get in. You have said many times that you were born and raised in IKEA. How did you develop such a positive mindset considering your difficult upbringing? Oh, Alex. I don't know what to say. I'm moving on. Alex is a joker, yes. Have you only just noticed, Jonathan? Actually, I was born in Falun, which is quite far north in Sweden. Well, quite far, kind of semi-far north. My parents lived in something called Borlänge before I was born, and before the age of 1, I moved to the horrible city of Stockholm. And I say horrible city because I don't like cities. There's nothing wrong with Stockholm, really. It has beautiful parts and it has lots of water. So if you're an outsider, it's probably like quite a nice city. But for me, I hate it because there's people everywhere and people are always stressed and not very nice to each other. Typical like big city syndrome. Everyone's just so concerned with themselves, and it's not my cup of tea at all. I received the email for last night's Zooms 3 hours plus after it was over. No, Terry, 3 hours after you probably got the replay link. You should have got an email an hour before with the link to join, and then he sent out the replay email after that. I used the initial email for Zoom, maybe that was the problem. I'm wondering if you clicked the wrong link, Terry, because there were 2 links in that email. One of them was to Discord and the other one was to Zoom. And I wonder if you got stuck and tried to do the fucking Discord login when you said that you had sign up for some app. I'm just thinking that that might have been what was happening. You're welcome. So good night, someone. Right, do you have any more questions? We have 5 more minutes and then I need to leave. Otherwise, we are going to be finished. So again, if you do want to sign up for the training, you should not go there. I don't know where I put that. Oh yeah. So if you want to sign up for the training, which is literally 5 days per week, so it will be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I think. We'll have classes at different times. Most of them will be a bit earlier than mine. Mine was in the evening for the US people. You can go there. It's free in March. If you want to stay on, you don't pay anything until April, and you will actually have to actively sign up for it. So it's not, you don't have to put your card details in or anything like that. It's going to be an awesome community. We are obviously, we have 230 people sign up so far, so there's a lot to juggle, and we're trying to get everything to work. So that's why we wanted to do a free month as well, because taking the pressure off of us, because it's quite a big project and we realized that there are going to be a lot of mistakes, lots of shit happening. So it gives you a chance to try it out, and it gives us a chance to just fix everything that is not working the way that we want it to work. So you can just go and sign up there if you want. Samantha, thank you, Pam. I have been trying to act that way. Not having it in the moment when the cravings happen, but postpone it. But that also gives me some anxiety not being able to stop once I do eat it. And I'm thinking, I mean, that's part of the planning when you want to eat it. Like, if you say, okay, I'm going to have whatever that crap food is that you wanted to have, you just buy that amount and you say, I'm allowed to eat all of this if I want to. And then you're done. That was the plan. And then you can like refocus. Tomorrow I'm not going to have anything. And then you have massive cravings again. Okay, then we plan how much am I going to have tomorrow and what I'm going to have tomorrow. I don't care if you're doing it every other day or something, as long as you train your brain to follow whatever you planned. That's really useful, because I don't even discuss it with my brain. My brain just knows that unless we plan something, we're not having anything that is off plan. It doesn't happen. And you take the pressure off. But now you're saying that it gives me anxiety to not be able to stop once I do eat it. So now you're not trusting yourself that you can stop. So you just need to have like really clear rules around what the rules around eating is, how much you're going to eat, when you're going to stop. And if it's hard, then you can just be like, okay, I'm going to have this much and I can eat it anytime during tomorrow, all day long. It doesn't matter. That's maybe where you have to start to make it realistic for you. And then you just kind of pull the nets tighter. So in a week's time, maybe when you do that, okay, I'm not going to eat until this is going to be at dinner, and then I'm going to eat however much I want in the evening. And then it's kind of like a shorter period of time. So just take it stepwise to take the pressure off, and don't try to push yourself too far in the beginning. Yes, but working on it, also started journaling, really helps. It does help a lot. That's the thing. Never got the email. The late one said it was for last night's. Did hit the wrong one the first time. Went back and clicked the correct one. Cool. Shit happens. Yes, clearly. Okay, that's us done. So thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you all. And yeah, I guess I shall see you again next week. Bye.